Fleeing Dolmakyar, the Seekers, Taisha, Valis, Julian, Octis, and their charge Aranessa travel east through the snowy Dvalmar Pass. Their goal is to reach the eastern lands of Helvar, seeking answers about the Stone of Nightsong and the forces pursuing them. The group remains wary, hiding their identities as they navigate the treacherous mountain roads under the shadow of the sundered houses. Their path is blocked by a snowslide, where they spot banners of both the Revolutionary Council and House Taconis. Recognizing his family's banner, Octis immediately warns the group to take a detour.
We don't go down there. We shouldn't go down there. Why?
They divert through the small dwarven village of Adzar, where they find a cliffside filled with lanterns and the shattered bases of old statues. Taisha approaches an old dwarven woman praying at the site, who explains that a phrase written repeatedly on the cliffside means, "Come back," a plea for the return of the old gods.
Sorry, I was just wondering what the phrase... And I want to point at wherever I see it repeated enough so I can point out the pattern. I mean, no disrespect.
Come back. You see, she recognizes it, and she points to another line of poetry and says, "Not rain, but tears."
With a closer look, Taisha discovers hidden writing in a dwarven dialect of Druidic, revealing the statues of the goddess Trojna were built to deface a more ancient holy site dedicated to the earth primordial, Tehana. Disgusted by this act of desecration and the locals' desire to return to a worse past, she storms back to the group.
To go back to what? They remember, even if it was worse.
Valis and Julian investigate the script. While Valis cannot read it, Julian's knowledge of Sylvan allows him to recognize the name Tehana.
What are you looking at, Duff?
I don't know. There's something here, but I can't read it.
Aranessa urges them to move on, stating they should respect the villagers' choice to live in their moment of grief, and the party continues their journey toward Helvar.
If people have chosen to live in this moment, then we do them a courtesy and a respect by letting them live in it. And she gets her horse moving along.
And meanwhile, back in Dolmakyar, the schemers' table, Hal, Bolaire, Murray, and Azune convene in the aviary of the Seven Stars Tavern.
Could you do me a favor, Lockman? Could you bring up equal amounts of whiskey and coffee?
The night begins in earnest. Yes, absolutely. I'll bring up some fresh brewed pot of coffee.
They gather to discuss the sundered house's alarming consolidation of power following the execution of Hal's brother, the Yazi. Azune reports that Lord Einferson has dismissed the majority of the Revolutionary Guard, who are now being recruited by the mercenary company known as the Candescent Creed.
A shell mercenary company that can be at least held there temporarily. They're desperate. Their livelihoods have just been ripped from them. And of course, the Candescent Creed is waiting to recruit them.
What would we have them do?
He suggests they form a shell company to hire the displaced guards before their enemies can. Bolaire reveals that the Loy wing of the Arcanade Museum is being forcibly merged with another. A move he believes is a pretext to plunder its magical artifacts.
To make it more difficult for people to know what's missing, what isn't, to gain more control over every bit of magic that exists in this city. It's violent.
However, he has been given a blank check to facilitate the move, which he intends to use to embezzle funds for their burgeoning resistance.
And they said they will give me whatever I want, which, at the speed they want this, I will be capable of hiding a lot of funds.
What are you sitting on over there?
The group begins pooling contacts for potential allies and intelligence, with Hal suggesting an attending maid in House Einfasen and a gossip from House Taconis as possible sources.
You are right now just candy to people who give museums money. You are an artist, you're hot shit, and now you are the brother of a traitor. Everyone's going to want people to know that they had dinner with you.
Cool. Well, there's someone in the company whose sister is an attending maid in one of the houses here, and she is easy to miss and hears a lot. But I don't want to put her in danger. This woman likes to hang out with the Bohemians from time to time and visits on Belair and my little social club. And she is a terrible gossip and a horrendous flirt.
Their discussion is interrupted by the arrival of a finely dressed couple downstairs who, according to the proprietor Lakmir, were just turned away from a party at the Palazzo Davinos. Lakmir relays their story. The hosts, Houses Royce and Davinos, were absent, having left behind a feast and a banner announcing their departure to Fairy.
Help yourselves, a goodbye feast courtesy of the Royces on their way to Fairy. Perhaps the doors have reopened.
Perhaps. I don't know, it sounds like perhaps this is a version of being sent to a farm in the north. I think they may be gone. This is a lot of drama.
Hal goes down to speak with the couple, Camilla and Oris, to get the story firsthand, with Belair following to observe.
He goes, would that be Mr. Hallandale, Faye?
There we go.
Well, normally I would say guilty, but these days that seems like something that shouldn't be said too loud.
Oh, Jesus.
You see that
Belair stages a brief, loud argument with Hal about a supposedly controversial script, planting seeds of intrigue for the onlookers.
Hal, if you have a second, we have to come back. I know that everything's a mess, but we really need to make sure that everything opens. If you need to make changes to the script, that's fine. We can do it, but we have to. I'm so sorry. I see you're busy. We have to talk about this.
While Hal entertains the tavern by playing the harpsichord, Belair notices Oris is nervously fidgeting with a breakable spell glyph, which he identifies as a charm of sea invisibility. After the song, Hal speaks privately with Oris, who reveals a darker side to the party. Working-class people were outside the palazzo, crying for their missing family members who worked there.
they killed one of ours. I know he was yours, but he meant something to a lot of us in this city. He meant something to a lot of us. And there was a man, more than a couple, but there was one of them. There was a dwarven man who was screaming and crying at the gates, not being let in, who was asking where his daughter was, saying that she worked at the palazzo over and over again. There were other working folk outside.
Sensing a potential ally, Hal uses the code phrase, "I'll listen for the falconer's call," revealing his connection to the rebellion.
Take his hand and kind of tug him in closer to me.
Mm-hmm.
I'll listen for the falconer's call.
I see them.
In response, Orus breaks his glyph to check for spies before agreeing to pass along any information he finds. Upstairs, Murray tells Azune her plan to feign loyalty to the new dean at the Pentaverol in order to gather information from the inside.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna kiss her ass.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna have to lay low on the inside. It's the only way any of this works is if we pretend.
As Orus leaves, Azune sees him break the spell glyph and has a sudden, horrifying realization. He pulls out the glyph that was given to the Yazi for his prison escape and finds it completely intact.
If it's unbroken, how did Thiazi know it was fake. Thiazi died before he even tried to use this.
The group understands that the Yazi was betrayed and never even had a chance to attempt his escape.
Somebody else got to him and killed him in a different way before he died in the public, performed way that we saw.
The Seekers continue their flight into the unknown, hoping to find safety and answers in the eastern lands of Helvar. Meanwhile, the schemers are left reeling in Dol Makyar, now facing not only a city-wide conspiracy, but also the fresh mystery of who truly killed the Yazi Fang and why.